These are the 7 signs you are healing even when it doesn't feel like it. Now, what if I told you that the pain you feel right now is actually proof that you are healing? Not breaking, but healing. Welcome back. If you are new here, I'm glad the algorithm brought you. This channel is for people in the middle of a hard season where it hurts the most. Today we are talking about something nobody tells you. Something about healing. See, the thing about healing is that healing is not always loud. Sometimes it's quiet, invisible, and looks a lot like falling apart. But here are 7 signs you are actually making progress, even on the days it doesn't feel like it. For the first sign, you are eventually tired of your own excuses. You are getting frustrated with yourself. You see, when you are broken, you are numb. But when you are healing, you start to feel again. And sometimes that feels like anger before it feels like peace. That restlessness you feel, that voice saying, I don't want to be this way anymore. It's not failure. That is the first flicker of someone who is ready to change. Now, for the second sign, you start setting boundaries. You've started saying no. You've started walking away from things that drain you. Maybe even lost some friends because of it. That's good, it's alright. Because a boundary is not always a wall. Sometimes it's a door. You choose who has the key. Yes. People who haven't done this inner work will misread you and your growth as ignorance and arrogance. Just let them. You are not responsible for managing people's discomfort. Now, for the third sign, you no longer need closure. Now, this one is huge because you stopped waiting for the apology that was never going to come. You stopped replaying that conversation. You stopped needing them to understand what they did. Because, with all honesty, closure isn't something someone else gives you. It's something you give yourself when you decide their chapter is over. That decision, that quiet, private, painful decision to let go, is one of the bravest things a human being can ever do. Now, for the fourth sign, you are being honest with yourself eventually. Because broken people lie to themselves constantly. I'm fine. It doesn't bother me. I don't care anymore. But healing people, they start getting brutally, uncomfortably honest. They stop performing happiness and start pursuing it. Yes, because self-awareness is the beginning of self-mastery. And self-mastery is the beginning of the life you've always wanted. Now, for the fifth sign, you are starting to finally protect your peace. Now, this is what you do. You've started to turn off the news. You muted the group chat. You stopped engaging with drama that used to pull you in. That's not isolation. That's wisdom. You can't pour from an empty cup. Protecting your peace is not passive. It's not one of the most passive things you can mention. It is one of the most active and intentional choices that healing people make every single day. Now, we go to sign number 6. You are grateful eventually for small things. This might not be the most rated sign, but when you've been through real darkness, sunlight hits different. A good meal feels like a miracle. A moment of quiet feels like a gift finally. A text from someone who actually cares feels like home eventually. That sensitivity, that depth of gratitude, that is what suffering gives you when you finally survive it. The capacity for joy that shallow people will never understand. Now, for those who have never been or who have never known darkness, usually admire the stars. But for those who have lived in it, they know what the stars actually cost. Now, for our final sign, you are still here. You are still here, and that is the most important sign of them all. You had every reason to quit, every reason to shut down, to give up, to disappear, but you didn't. Maybe you're watching this at 2 a.m. when sleep won't come. Maybe you're in a car because it's the only place you can breathe. Maybe you just need someone to tell you that it's okay not to be okay. Because survival is a small thing. And when you're able to survive, that is a big thing. You are not a burden. You are not too broken to be fixed. You are not far too gone. You are a human being in the middle of something incredibly hard. But you are still standing. That is everything. So, next time the process feels invisible, come back to this list, print it out, screenshot it, send it to someone who needs it. Because healing is not a straight line. It is spiral. And every time you come back around to the same lesson, you are meeting it at a higher level. Now, if this video helped you, subscribe because I make content like this every day. Leave a comment and tell me which sign hit you hardest. And share this with one person who needs to hear that they are not as lost as they think they are. I'll see you in the next one. Keep going.